Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the ISE 3604 Industrial Ergonomic Group Project broadcast. I'm your producer, Yibo Zheng, and I have Corey and Ben next to me here. Talk about the issue among baggage handling and airline services tonight. Thanks for being here, Corey and Ben.
Thanks, Yibo. I'm really looking forward to this show. This has been an issue that's been causing just so many people issues all across the world.
Oh yeah.
And so let's get started. What are we talking about today, Ben?
So today we're talking about baggage handling, something that people might not think about too often, but it's a real big problem, believe it or not.
Yeah, I could imagine.
So these guys are out there all day, especially at airports, handling, all sorts of different luggage. My mom always comes to the airport with these massive 50-pound bags. I never thought about the guy on the other end that has to haul it around. But what a hard job, man.
Yeah, sometimes I even pay more to just bring over 50 pounds. Yeah, so we have a friend who works in American Airlines. Let's check out some of his experiences as a baggage handler.
Sharp-looking guy.
Yeah, great-looking outfit. Love the outfit.
Yeah. He's really repping the brand.
Don't you wish that the baggage handling industry would get into the 21st century so guys like me don't have to bust their backs every day?
Wow, okay. Pretty tempered chirp there.
Yeah, he seems fed up with his work conditions.
Man, yeah.
Dang.
Someone's got to help this guy out.
So what is so bad about this? We got a little diagram up here showing like how the baggage moves throughout the airport. This is pretty much everything that the luggage handlers do.
Yeah, you have to imagine there's a lot of this going on. A ton of people are traveling all the time. Most of it is pretty automated with these racetracks, as you saw in the video, but they can't do everything.
Yeah,
so how many people need to support this industry as baggage handlers?
I found online that over 173,000 baggage handlers work just in the United States at our airports. I can't even imagine how many are worldwide. And
that's insane.
Yeah, I actually also found, believe it or not, that this industry has the third highest rate of incidents that cause workers to miss a day or more of work based on the U.S. Bureau for Labor Statistics. Isn't that wild?
No way. So there really is a need to get into the solutions to this problem.
Yeah, man, these guys are hurting.
So here we're going to take a little bit of a closer look to see, what are the possibilities for us to improve what's going on with this task. It looks like the guy in the back on the left video is really changing his posture a lot. You see he's reaching back towards that cart to grab a bag, and then he's rotating a whole 90 degrees to put the bag down, and he's just repeating that process over and over again. And those bags do not look light.
Yeah, even the gentleman on the right, you can even tell from his facial expressions that he was struggling to bear the weight of this luggage. And here, he's outside on a nice sunny day, but you can imagine on a cold or a rainy day, this would really be just a bad job that would put a lot of wear and tear on your body.
Yeah, and your mind. That would be pretty tough. I would not want to be out there.
Let's look at this next scenario here.
Okay, so here we're inside.
All right. Inside, you can see these carousels that take the baggage around from one place to another. They definitely help out the workers a lot, it seems, but they still have to lift these bags up off the line using pretty much nothing but their backs and their shoulder muscles, over and over and over again, twisting and rotating in bad ways. Even on the simulation here, the worker seems pretty stressed under the high demands.
Yeah, it seems like he can't even really keep himself together. Really just breaking down, trying to get these bags over here. He doesn't have much room to work with. He really can't set his feet to get a bag and rotate it to the other position. He's really, using all sheer force on his spine. That can't be good for him. I wonder how much of an impact this has.
Let's check it out.
Okay, so our team actually did some analysis using a couple different methods. It's before we talked to our expert that we'll have on the line later, just so we can kind of, be on the same level as him and understand how significant of a problem this really is. So the first method we use to analyze the job is REBA.
What's that?
That one stands for Rapid Entire Body Assessment. And we analyzed those two different tasks on separate levels. So the first task received a score of a 6.
What does that mean?
So that means that there's like a moderate risk for injury, and you should investigate, and you should probably change the task eventually. But the second task, where the guy was a little bit more crammed, we had a rating of 9, which means that there's a high risk for injury, and you should definitely look into that task and change that task pretty soon.
Oh, geez. And then I had the results from our team's biomechanical analysis as well. They told me here that for the first task, only about 78% of male workers, of your average male worker, had the shoulder strength to move this bag for their left arm. And even in the second task, although, looked a little bit less strenuous on his arm because he was holding it closer to his body, still only 91% could maintain this posture.
That doesn't seem like a whole lot of people, right? You have over, what was 150, at least over 150,000 people in the industry. You're really limiting yourselves to a pretty specific percentile of workers.
Yeah, and really what the CDC sets as standards is, definitely over 95% and really shooting for 99% capability here. So you can see this industry is really struggling.
Right.
Yeah. And then the last little bit of data that they gave us was on the physiological side. They told us that only 24% of the aerobic capacity of workers was being used for this task.
Is that a lot?
It might seem pretty low, but it is getting kind of high. The government suggests that that number should be kept below 33% if they want to operate for a full 8-hour day. So in terms of, their heart rate and how fatigued these workers are going to be after work, it's not too bad, but it's definitely something.
There.
Yeah, it's something to keep your eye on,
They're probably got bigger issues with the back. So I'm wondering, I was wondering what type of solutions we might have, and actually we have a good friend in Kentucky who is an expert on things like this. It's our friend Dr. Mattia. Hey, we're going to call him. Mattia, are you on the line?
He's be online. Hi, Dr. Mattia.
Hello, hi, this is Mattia from Power Ergonomics.
Hi, welcome to the show.
Mattia, nice to hear from you.
Hey, hello guys. I heard you're having this, you're talking about issues with bugger jumpers, right?
Yeah, we'd love to have some possible solutions brought up by you.
Oh, you called the right company. We focus on this kind of things. I think you're really looking after some lifting assistance device.
What kind of devices do you have that can help us?
So, we have this innovative solution. It's a vacuum lift assistance crane. So, the way it works, as you can see on my website, on the pictures on the top, there is this flat tube, which is a vacuum, and it sucks air. And through this, through the vacuum, you actually lift the luggage. So the operator just needs to direct the luggage, and it doesn't have to lift the luggage itself. This is a really innovative crane, and it's a great solution.
You said it's just a vacuum?
Yeah, it's a vacuum. It's a vacuum pump.
And it works with all types of luggage?
Yeah, all types of luggages, because the air is continuously going, the vacuum is on. So the pressure, it just sucks the luggage, and that's how you lift it.
Yeah, we got some videos going right now on our screen over here demonstrating this technology. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, obviously. So the baggage handler used this crane, and the vacuum is on. So I think that's on the luggage. The luggage got attached to the crane, and then it just needs to direct it to the cart with minimal force compared to what it would have to do in a traditional way. And then when it's over to the cart, it just releases it.
Is there anything else for the controls?
Yes, I have also other solutions. This is a good solution, but I have something more. We also are looking at robotic manipulators. So actually having a robotic arm. If you move on to the next page.
Yeah, we're looking at it right now, actually.
Oh, great. So there is a as you see, this robotic arm, it's remotely operated by the associate, the baggage handler. And it has an attachment that just goes under the luggage, and moves it and drops it to the conveyor or to the cart.
Oh, cool. Okay, so this requires very little human interaction at all. You probably wouldn't see very many work-related injuries at all with baggage handlers if we went with this solution.
Yeah, definitely, because it doesn't. The operator is doing basically a different job. So it's kind of an administrative control, just changing the job, reducing, redesigning the job task. Now the operator has to operate the machine, and this is something that cannot be completely automated because every luggage is different, every cart is different, and you need to locate it in a different spot within the cart. But the actual physical interaction of the associated baggage handler, it's really being reduced to minimum.
Yeah. So in the meantime, before you employ these engineering controls, what can we do to alleviate the issues?
Oh, there are administrative controls which they can also bring some good results. So, for example, you should enforce street brakes and job protections in the day.
Yeah. You gotta give them water too.
Suspend them.
Oh, Mattia, I think we're breaking up. So sorry to hear that. But it was great having you on the show. And we'd love to catch up with you again.
Yeah, let's continue on what we left on the show now.
Yeah, thank you, Mattia. So in conclusion, the vacuum lift assistance devices will reduce the lower compression forces on your back by 39%, the lower back shear forces by 25%, and the hand forces by 90%, all of which will reduce risk of developing a work-related musculoskeletal disorder.
So make your luggage light and save the baggage handlers.
Amen.
Thank you, gentlemen.